probably the rest of the way here.
Ready for Citrus next week. It should be a good one despite Citrus not having the success they had hoped for so far this season. After the pickup of 5 on the ground, courtesy of Aaron Vons, it'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Mounties. Ball at the 39-yard line of Grossmont College. 2 receivers set here for Orozco, both lined up to the far side of the field. They'll hand off to Vons once again. Vons gets inside the 35, still on his feet, down to the 30-yard line. He goes for a pickup of 9. Move the chains for the Mounties.
So Orozco has played in 2 of the games so far for the Mounties. Early on their first game at College of the Canyons, went 2 of 3 with 27 yards. Did throw a pick. And then our last home game here at Homer Lodge Stadium was in on the action, 3 of 6 for 40 yards. He did throw a touchdown, but he did also throw a pick. So Orozco has a couple picks on his stat sheet so far this season, but he is your second-string guy out of Chino Hills. His big body this guy has. He's pretty tall.
Yeah, quite a difference from Justin Allo, who stands at just 6'1". Snap is back here on a 1st and 10, and the handoff will go to number 37, Marcellus Hunter, getting a carry for the Mounties, and he's taken down. So Coach Jabb's going to make sure everybody gets a chance to play in this one.
Yeah, and it looks like Marcellus Hunter is another second-string player here for the Mounties.
Marcellus Hunter, 5'11" freshman out of Altaloma High School in nearby Pasadena.
Altaloma High School is in Altaloma. Unless there's another one in Pasadena. I just used to live right there in Upland, right by Altaloma High School.
Yeah, I'm from the LBC. I'm not too familiar with this area. Orozco going to take a shot deep downfield. What a catch. Christopher Gilchrist going to go all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Mounties.
There are flags on the field, but his DB that was covering him was 6-foot Jamel Jackson. That touchdown's going to come back. As
offensive pass interference? Really?
Gilchrist had literally one arm tied up with his DB and one arm free. He obviously catching the ball without.
I don't know if that's a penalty. I think they just both got tangled up.
Yeah.
Another penalty against Mount Sac. So the touchdown negated.
It's a big call right there. So Marcellus Hunter is the second string. He's part of this big running back core here for the Mounties so far in the year. 9 carries and 45 yards.
He's also fumbled the ball once.
Also a fumble, so.
So after the offensive pass interference call for the Mounties, it's a 2nd and 28. Ball all the way back at the Grossmont 48-yard line. The quarterback is the backup, Ryan Orozco. Justin Allo going to rest up for Citrus next week. He'll throw out to Gilchrist again, and Gilchrist will catch it for a pickup of 10 to the 38-yard line, and a late flag flies in here in the backfield.
If this is another flag on the Mounties, this will be number 6. They had 6 in the first half total. We're still in the third quarter here. And it looks like it will be a penalty as the offensive line is moving back already.
That's just too many in this game for the Mounties, and not the way you want to come out discipline-wise after only one penalty last week in the loss against Long Beach City College. This will back it up to their own 42. And if I'm not mistaken, it'll be a 2nd down and 38 for Mount Sac-Net. You're going to back it up even further on this next one?
I hope not.
I hope not. 38-7, the Mounties on top of Grossmont College. 3:44 left to go in the third quarter from Hilmer Lodge. 3 wide set. The snap is back. Orozco will look to pass, face some pressure, throw a screen past Gilchrist. He'll get back into Grossmont territory right to midfield. So Orozco and Gilchrist, that's been the popular hookup on this drive. With the first 2 passes to Gilchrist, one that was a touchdown, both called back due to Mountie penalties.
unfortunate for Gilchrist because he had a phenomenal one.
Now a 3rd and 31. I don't know if the Mounties ever prepare for these type of play calls if the handoff goes to Wilson. And the Mounties will be forced to punt, and you can blame that all on the penalties for Mount Sac.
Make that 6 on already. We haven't even finished this quarter yet, but they had 6 in the first half, like I mentioned just a second ago, and already 6 in the third. So Mounties going to have to clean it up here the rest of the way in the second half. They're up big, so hopefully they can just adjust and also continue to build on this lead here, 38-7 over Grossmont.
They've kind of just laid back and relaxed so far here in this second half of action. Grossmont scoring their first touchdown here in the second half as the punt is away and a fair catch is called for and made by Paris at his own 10-yard line. Another fantastic booming punt off the boot of Christian Fulham for Mount Sac, and with let's see how the offense led by Tommy Pistone will respond after he threw the pick. 1st and 10 Grossmont, 4 wide set. Under center, Pistone. They'll drop back to pass, take a shot over the middle, and out of the backfield coming to get it, it's Christian Brooks. They'll pick up a first down and fumble the football. The Mounties say they fell on top of it. We'll wait for the call from the official.
The official right now is looking confused.
They've been confused all night, Brian. And they'll say that Brooks was down. No fumble. Complete pass, gain of 15. I think it's been a tough night for just about everybody tonight, except the Mounties. I mean, they've had their fair share of struggles as well. You talk about the penalties. Talk about the way they played here in the second half. I formation. After the gain of 15 through the air to Brooks. Back to pass. Going deep downfield towards the far sideline and having the pass nearly intercepted again was the quarterback Pistone. And for the Mounties, it went in and out of the hands of Jelani Patterson, incomplete. So the Mounties continue to force pressure on Pistone here in the second half with that second string defense.
They got to do what they got to do defensively, and they're a very active defense, led by C.D. Tamavena and Magalay also.
Tamavena still in the game right now, and he is clocked on the far side of the field, and Tamavena is down in pain. C.D. Tamavena got blocked hard as Pistone was sacked in the backfield for a loss of 5, but that is
not good.
Very scary.
That's not a good sign as he's on his knees right now and kind of hunched over. His brother went to go meet him, but he's still on the ground. I did not see how he got blocked or how hard he got blocked.
He got hit hard. He got blown up over there on the far side of the field at the 25. Now the assistant coach for Mount Sac will go over and check on him.
And
that is not good.
Ryden Kerr was for Mount Sac. That was Skylar Krall, I believe, the defensive end, in on that tackle on Pistone, the quarterback for Grossmont. CD is still on the ground right now.
Now he's sitting up, and
you were just mentioning that he's still out on the field playing.
I don't know why.
The 38-7 score. Obviously, second string players.
He's one of the only starters in the game right now on the defensive side. And now Tamavena, what a trooper. He's going to jog back to the Mountie sideline under his own power. That's good to see.
Yeah.
That looked really serious for just a moment.
So very positive sign for the Mounties. As CD now on the sideline takes his helmet off and he's going to take a little
Well,
swig of
there's
Gatorade.
no need to have him in the ball game for the rest of the game.
I don't think he'll be in the rest of the game. Be very surprised if he's back in
Just
there.
precautionary. maybe just got the wind knocked out of him.
Hopefully.
That's what it looks like. He's not even being attended to by the training staff on the sideline. He's walking around and wants to get back in the game as he puts back his helmet on. And a 3rd and long screen pass. This is number 47 for Grossmont. It's Matthew Eltweiser, and he gets back to the 30-yard line. A pickup of close to 10 on 3rd and long, but that'll still bring up a 4th down situation for Grossmont at their own 30. A minute 20 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 38-7, the Mounties lead. And it looks like the Griffins will send on the punting unit once again.
So the Mounties doing a fantastic job again defensively. Just to touch on numbers here, the offense of Grossmont in the first half really had no positive plays, with their quarterback Carrillo, and their leading rusher McDonald really held in check. 5 carries, 6 yards. So that just continues here for the Mounties as they have the stingiest defense in the Central League Division.
Well, the snap is back here, and a pretty good punt is going to hop out of bounds at the 33-yard lines off the boot of Alexander Templeton. He's been the only bright spot really tonight for Grossmont, and anytime your punter is seeing a lot of action, that's not a very good thing.
Not at all.
So 38 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter from Hilmer Lodge. 7, the Mounties on top of Grossmont College. As we start to look ahead to the remaining schedule for Mount SAC, you got a game at home next week against Citrus College, and then you go on the road for the big one against Riverside, a team that you lost to last year if you're Mount SAC. And if you're the Mounties, you got to win out, or else you might not make the playoffs. The team that went 8-2 last year and missed out on the playoffs, if they lose one more game, the best they could go would be 8-2.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the broadcast, I was talking to a couple staff members here, and they
with you here on the Mounties Football Radio Network and get you caught up on some scores from around the Southern California Football Association for junior college. Brian's got the scores. Brian's always got the scores. Riverside a 29-6 lead over Fullerton College. That one in the 3rd quarter from the Jungle over in Riverside, California, where the Mounties will be in 2 weeks from now. Bakersfield trails Citrus. That game going on at Citrus Stadium in Glendora. Of course, the Mounties will be back home next week to take on the Citrus College Hornets football team. Saddleback on the road leads Canyons 34-13. That game at the half. Orange Coast all over L.A. Pierce 28-3. Ventura 10-5 still over Golden West. That one getting to 20. That one entering the 4th quarter of action. This game entering the 4th quarter of action, 38-7. Mount SAC leads. Let's get back to talking a little bit about the playoff scenario, as it looks like Mount SAC probably going to run away with this one. They just got to preserve a 31-point lead with 15 minutes left to go here in regulation, Brian. But you look at the playoff situation, you got 3 divisions. You got the South, you got the Central, and you got the North. There's going to be one team that makes the playoffs from the North. There's going to be one from the South, and there's going to be one from the Central, but there's going to be a wild card team as well that goes in as the 4 seed. And as of right now, if the playoffs started today, that would probably be Mount SAC. You'd see Fullerton, you'd see Ventura, you'd see Long Beach City College, and you'd see Mount SAC grab that 4th seed only because the Mounties would be that.
Somewhat of, a battle of juggernauts, unfortunately, in the first round. That's not the way you want to start the playoffs, but hey, for Mountain Sac, if they can get another shot